We completed our first visa run to Laos with Lynn Visa Service. We were told to get there at 6:30, but we arrived a little after 6 and it was full of people. They had snacks and coffee and waters, everything for you to be able to fuel up for the day. They even have a banh mi station outside. Several people use the service on the days that the bus run, and they constantly have buses coming to pick up groups of people and take them off. So don't be too concerned. If you miss one bus, there'll be one right behind, as long as you don't miss the last bus, of course. The service is cheaper if you pay in cash versus a card, and I'd say that the whole cost is well worth the hassle of a visa run at $150 per person.
And thank you for being here, and thank you for using our service. Before we leave, we're going to give you some short notices. Number one, I want to introduce to you our new bus, which some of you already know, and it's still new to some other people.
It takes about 6 hours to get to the border, and the bus stops every 90 minutes. Once we got close to the border, we stopped at this restaurant here for some lunch. We only had 20 minutes, so make sure and eat fast. The lunch was very good, and always the free cute puppy looks. The puppies don't really come up to you to say hi, they're trained not to, but they're really fun to look at. After this, it was straight on to the border, and that portion took a little bit longer than I was expecting. The whole process for everybody to come through took about 4 hours. A couple days before we left, we dropped our passports off at Lynn Visa so that way they can organize our Laos Visa on our behalf. And once we got to the visa place in the morning, they gave us our passports back. And then when we arrived here in Laos, we gave them back our passports and they took them. And we waited about an hour and a half, and then they called us back and handed out our passports. And we walked through the border and were stamped into Laos. And over at the border in Laos, we gave them our passports again, and they went to stamp us out of Laos, and then returned our passports yet again, and on back to Vietnam to go through immigration to receive our stamp into Vietnam. Now, I will say, on your return from Laos back into Vietnam, if you are an American or have a passport that does not allow for a visa on arrival, I suggest that you hang back and wait until Lynn Service returns, and they will help you cross the border, as Americans cannot cross over on a free arrival, and they need assistance from Lynn Visa. It took a while for everybody to get through coming back to Vietnam, and once you're processed through and you head back over to the waiting area, go ahead and give them your passport yet again, and they will finish and finalizing all your stamps and paperwork, and then they will call you back and hand you back your passport. And then you walk out and security stops you on the way, and they make sure that you're all good to go in your passport, and then you head down and you go meet up where the buses are. Depending on where you are in the group and passing immigration, if you're one of the earlier ones, you can go have food at the restaurant close by. The bus drivers normally go over there and have some food. If you're lingering towards the back and you get processed later, I don't imagine you'd have time to go have food at the restaurant. However, the bus still stops every 90 minutes on the return back to Da Nang, and you will have a chance to eat some food at a gas station. Nothing really that hot, but we did have the opportunity to get some bun baos, and we got 2. They were delicious. We also survived off of yogurt and chips during the trip, and I would advise to not bring too many belongings, because when you get off the bus at the Laos border, you are required to take everything off the bus and hang on to it until you return.
Am I supposed to drink my broth with my chopsticks?
Yeah.